often said that simplicity has its own rewards, and that's why sometimes rewards come from the simplest of ideas, and leave us free to strip away all the unnecessary junk, allowing you to embrace the uncluttered experience offered by your custom bike. Now, it doesn't really matter, to be honest with you, whether it's a bobber, a brat or a cafe racer, as the ability to transport you back to an easier time that lets you simply enjoy the ride will always be at the heart of a master bike builder. So why not take it easy and sit back for a few moments while we look at a few bikes that fit the bill to a T. Welcome to Road Rash TV. So when we talk about our first offering today, what we've got to remember is it remains one of the oldest styles of custom bikes going, and in many an opinion, still one of the coolest. This humble bobber was stripped down to its bare essentials to reveal a laid-back, easy on the eye and easy-going style that has been popular since the 1940s. Now, outside of old British bikes, or the best of American muscle bikes of course, of recent there are very few brands that offer suitable donor bikes. However, the Meteor 350, if this, the Khun project, is anything to go by, holds the key to many a future project and should definitely be given the respect it's due. Getting back to the bike in hand, the name Khun, meaning a sign of respect, just goes to show how seriously the renowned custom bike builder Mooyong of the Bangkok outfit Zeus Custom takes this little meteor, and of course not forgetting his relationship with Royal Enfield. The project took design cues from various styles of motorcycle, which eventually came together to create its own unique look. To start with, to get an idea how to approach the new challenge, Mooyong stripped the bike back to basics, removed all the plastics, and did away completely with the bike's upswept back end. The rear was then rebuilt to form a solid line for a new subframe that could seamlessly integrate with the bike's custom shock mounts. A brown vintage leather seat that's deliberately minimal in effect blends perfectly with a swooping tail section that also serves as an integrated rear fender, while the front end gets its own unique fender, a distinctly bobber item that sits on a custom set of mounts, and a smaller than stock 6-inch headlight mounted hard to the forks, with a yellow lens giving yet another significant nod to the past. So to help minimise clutter, like on any good custom build, the battery was relocated under the swing arm, the loom was then cut down to size and the indicators moved to the bar ends. Finally, to finish out the build, the engines helped to breathe a little easier thanks to a pod filtration system and a signature Zeus curved single exhaust that ends with a hand-turned brass tip. Now you see, the funny thing is, describing this work as a bobber may not be totally correct, but it doesn't strictly fit into the cafe racer sector either, or indeed any sector, as it has its own unique style. I guess Mooyong Zeus, the creator of the bike, described it best, revealing it as a Brat Bob. Scrolling through a sea of custom royals, it wasn't long before I stumbled across another Enfield from Mooyong Zeus. And to be honest with you, it is true that the last bike was hard to categorise. But the good news is, this bike is the perfect example of what a cafe racer should be. But this time, instead of a Meteor 350, a Continental GT535 was laid bare to allow the transformation to begin. Using the stock frame, Zeus built a one-of-a-kind subframe to hold a brown distressed leather signature custom seat, and until you were told they had done this, you wouldn't even know it had occurred. In addition to its custom seat and subframe that's finished with a custom tail light to complete the back end, a new swing arm was designed to mount an Öhlins rear monoshock in a somewhat unique position, giving it a trellis look. Controls were kept intentionally simple, with the exception of folding levers, and a pair of aftermarket clip-ons were added to give a traditional cafe racer riding tug position. Now, it's no understatement to say that Zeus Custom from Bangkok, Thailand came onto the scene with some stunning bikes, and then remove all the unnecessary and integrate subtle custom features that result in elegant, stunning machines like the Xeon racer we're looking at now. Polished engine cases and a host of CNC machines touches complement a titanium wrapped exhaust that are finished with a set of chrome shorty cone mufflers. To increase the bike's aspiration, again the addition of a pod filtration system was positioned into the engine's air intake system, greatly improving not only the project's looks but also the machine's ability to breathe. Now, this is definitely a bike you need to look at more than once to see all the cool things going on. And the more you look, the more you notice the little one-off bits that blend in to finish the build, leaving a true example of a cafe racer from Zeus Custom. Now, there is no doubt that this Royal Enfield Continental GT535 is pretty much perfect, from its matte silver grey finished polished to perfection to its authentic leather seat. It couldn't be any better built. But here's the thing, I still have some doubt in my mind about this build that I would like to share with you, as I feel it's a valid concern even if it's only my personal view. So, bearing in mind the bike was kept purposefully simple with a definite less is more approach in mind, I can't help thinking that it would have benefited from a simpler approach that would have been achieved by forgoing the extra power brought by its larger 535 engine and using the smaller Meteor 350 as a platform to build from. Now, I'm pretty sure that this comment will divide a lot of you out there, as some of you will definitely be feeling bigger is better. But we would still love to hear your take on it, and indeed any other valid point you feel you need to talk about. So don't forget to leave your thoughts on it for us all to read. If you've enjoyed this review, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and for more content like this, sub if you want. Thanks for watching, my name's Bobby Max, I'm out of here.